T as in Tao.
Coming to you live from my grandpa's rocking chair, it's the Tao Eternal. Oh, hey, homies. Baby, we back. It's been a couple days. I just worked about 40 hours in the last 3 days. Busiest work week of the year. Just trying to hustle, trying to get paid. Now that that's done, it's time to make some videos. So yeah, things got different real quick. You'll notice under my shining red face of victory, I have a flat 1200 ELO. ELO system has been applied for ranking once you hit Champions League, which is perfect because, as I've been saying, Chete is the best player in this game. Boom. He is. Now he has won 400 less matches than Hauser, who's incredible in and of himself. But when I see Chete and Hauser or Chete and James meet up in a replay, Chete almost always wins. Maybe he always wins. I've never seen him lose to them, really. I'm sure it happens, but... So this is cool. This gives a more true representation of the most skillful player. And again, while it's cool that Hauser and James have plenty of time to accumulate all these wins, it's just not realistic for everyone. So I dig rewarding people that are putting in the time to develop their craft, but also if some of us on here are like welfare surfers and just play this 12 hours a day, then it's like, that doesn't mean that you're the best. Or maybe you're winning at life. Maybe that's your personal joy space. Who knows? Like Ancient from my guild, he's ranked 14th. He's really good at this game. And before the ELO change, he was not ranked 14th. So I think it's really a great change to make. Yeah, like everyone in this top 30, they're all really good at this game. And not that it wasn't like that before, but it wasn't fully representing skill. There is an algorithm for how the ELO is calculated. They posted it on the patch notes. If you care about the math, it'll be there. Other changes, they implemented an essence system, which can be used to purchase cards and skins. How does that work? Yeah, okay. So there's this new tab next to the card evolution bar, or whatever you want to call it. So with White Fang here, I have one legendary card, and I need 5 to get to the next level. If I hit that icon just to the right of the bar, it lets me know that I can purchase 4 cards worth of White Fang to get it to the next level, and that's going to cost me 4,000 essence. Essence, if you're at lower levels, you're not going to have much, I think, because how you accumulate it over time is by selling off extra cards from your awakened ones. I don't have any awakened cards yet, so I don't think I'm able to do this. But for example, with my Gremlin, once I get that 960 threshold clear, then I'll be able to accumulate cards beyond that, and when I build up enough of them, I'll be able to sell them off for essence. So over time, you'll accumulate essence. I know that was one of the challenges that the developers were noticing, was that once the higher level players, or the players that have been playing longer, had upgraded everything, they were getting a bunch of money, and they didn't really have anything to spend it on. And the only thing that they'd probably be needing still are more legendaries, so they just had tons of money, didn't really have much reason to buy tomes, and were just kind of waiting from time to time to get legendaries. Excuse me. So this will give you something to do with your resources after you awaken cards. The other thing that you can do with Essence is you can buy skins. And skins have been implemented. There's, I believe, 12 of them right now. I'm not personally going to buy any just yet, but I'm probably going to buy this Gremlin one first because I've been using him as a leader and it's super fun. Skins is a great call. Again, just from a business standpoint, skins are a way for people to celebrate the cards that they enjoy even more. So it gives the players another reason to spend money, which is great for the developers, keeps the game alive. Goliath, I was hoping I could buy him with the essence I got just from being the level I'm at, and I'm nowhere near. Someday, buddy, someday. But his skin is insane. Everyone's looking real cool, so something to explore. I did watch their stream talking about the update changes, and they said that the pricing for skins was not going to be tied to a card's rarity. So just because a card is a legendary, it doesn't mean that that's going to be the most expensive skin. That is the case with something like Goliath, but in the future, that's not always going to be the case. So some of the common skins might be more expensive. Some of the rare and epic skins might be cheaper. Overall, definitely some cool changes. There was also updates to a bunch of the units. We're going to watch some videos, duh. And as we see stuff coming up, I'll talk about some of those as I remember them and notice them. One of the biggest changes was to the mana siphon and how it behaves on the battlefield, and I guarantee we'll have a chance to look at that. So, see, I haven't played a single match since the update 3 days ago. Your boys has been going hard in the paint. Alright, let's see what we got. Yeah, sure, why not? Oh, well, I'll go back and show it in a sec, but there's a little icon that indicates when you are using a skinned card. And yeah, I appreciated Mochi gave Kyler and I a little shout out. One of the changes that they made when they did this most recent update is they added a speed up, slow down function for replays. So that icon just to the right of the play pause button, that will cycle through different rates of replay. So I think you can do normal time, double, and 4 times the speed, but then also half and a quarter speed. Quarter speed's real slow. Half speed is kind of fun, you know, if you want to do a little dramatic flair and watch that epic bomb being thrown from a gremlin. Just watch it sail through the air. Now you can do that. Hauser of Shuffles, a total balls. He's using the Parry Knight leader. We've seen it before. We're seeing it more lately. They did some tuning changes to it, and it just feels a lot more viable. With its leader ability, it gets this damage wall. Its shield grows, is at least the visual effect, and it blocks all damage for a couple of seconds. It's really effective at stopping a huge push or giving your guys time to do damage through the barrier. Automaton leader, we've seen before as well. In the leader slot, it gets to do the hook shot onto buildings, and once it hooks to or retracts its hook, it's on a building, usually a tower, and its drill is going at max DPS right from the get-go. It can melt some towers. All right, let's jump on in. No wells to start. So one of the big changes to well is that now the attack speed buff that it was giving as a leader ability, that's going to be standard. So you're going to see wells played on guild logos all the time. If they're played on the logo, it can touch all 3 towers. And early in the game, it's really only important because it's touching 2 of them, your front 2. But the play of having your well always in the back behind your main tower, or before the update which fixed the glitch where you could play a well on your tower, you're going to see it played forward a lot more. Also, because of the attack speed buff that's happening with the well, you're going to see it played around crypts a lot more. And also gremlin leaders. Because a gremlin leader, when it uses its ability, it becomes a tower, and the attack speed buff that you get from a siphon will affect it. So that's more reason for people to play wells further up on the field of battle, which will make them endangered more so, but also create some options for some more interesting plays. You put that on a crypt leader, it's going to pump out 2 times the skeletons way faster. So maybe that's just cheese, but it also could be a reason for some of the swarmier decks to really be revitalized. And again, I'm sure these guys both have wells. We'll see it happen this game. Alright, Gregor's charging in, shocks all the stewards, spikes on a sniper. Enchantress, she got some nice changes as well, we'll talk about in a moment. Gregor's just going ham. That's one of the skins right there. The Golden Knights, or Golden Skulls skin. It's kind of cool, you know, they get this little golden razorback thing going. Enchantress doesn't get taken out up top, so she's just doing some damage. And Parry Knight cleans her up. Gremlin walking on the bot lane. Lonely little gremlin. We get the White Fang up top. He gets smacked down by the Gregor. Gregor's coming back to deal with that Parry Knight. Soulbinder, Soul Binding. Enchantress locks up the Gregor. That's not going to last too long though. Spikes are going to hit the Gregor and the Automaton. Gregor's charging in. Automaton. See that? Now that's a great defense for Automaton's leader ability. If it gets onto your tower and it's doing full damage, feather it. Feather is... I still am not terribly good with Feather, but Feather is probably the best spell in the game. It's so versatile, and its dispel ability is so good. You can do it on bros, you can do it on stonecutters, you can use it pretty much on anything. Enchantress locks up the stonecutter on the bottom, Parry Knight up top, we get the werewolf on the bottom. He's getting some trouble from stewards in the tower. Skull's up top, they're going to get taken out by the gremlin. Enchantress is being escorted in, but that doesn't matter because Gregor drops on her. Tower takes her out. Gremlin's just going to die up top. Gregor coming in. Gets locked up by the Enchantress. So it's not going to be too bad. Automaton gets feathered again. And Hauser knows this play is coming, and he's saving his feather for it. That's exactly how you want to do it. You can also, of course, see when your opponent's leader is going to be ready to spawn by that bar at the top. If you want to play at the highest level, you have to look at that bar. You need to have a sense of when your opponent can be playing its leader card and know what its leader ability is. With that information, if you need to save a card to counter their leader specifically, then by interpreting that information, you can decide whether or not you need to save certain cards to counter what you know they're going to play, i.e. their leader. Good players will do exactly what Hauser is doing. He saves the feather for the Automaton to make sure that when it uses its leader ability, he can throw it off right away and help the defense. Huge push in the bot lane though. Enchantress locking down the tower. Gremlin's going to clean up a lot, but the Automaton's going to take out that tower supported by a sniper. Parry Knight gets knocked down, so the sniper is doing damage to it, but it does take out the sniper. Stonecutter gets a little bit of damage on the main tower, but it's not really going to do too much. Gregor comes in, gets soul binded again. I think Gregor is a really good target for soul binding. Does tons of damage. Soulbind as well, one of the changes they made to it is that I believe when it's fully upgraded, now when it leaves its target, it takes half of that target's health. So Soulbinder, before I think it was just a certain I don't think it was percentage damage. I think it was just like a certain amount, like a fixed amount or whatever. So Soulbinder got way better at dealing with high health champions. So in the past, I was finding it a little bit weak. It's 4 mana costs. So it's kind of in a weird place where there's a lot of units that cost 3 or 4 or 5 mana that I'd rather just be playing. There's other spells that are in that range. But you use it on a Gregor, on an Iscariot, on a Goliath. It's going to take out a lot of their health. And not Iscariot, but the more tanky and higher health assassin-y champions, it's a really good way to buy some time and chunk out a huge amount of their health. Push up top with the White Fang. Enchantress supports. Looks like they're going to get the tower. Gremlin's going to eat up all those skulls. Tower down. We've got a wolf on the bottom. Push in the middle is doing great. Gremlin takes out the sniper. That could be game losing for Fubar. Yep. That main tower is just going to get melted right down. Yeah, bad sniper play. Playing a sniper behind your opponent's push, closer to their side, undefended, that's just not going to do it. That's Fubar. Get it? So, if you look at Fubar's deck, you can see that his zealots and his skulls, they have that symbol on top. That means that they have a skin equipped. And boom, you click on them, you see the equipped skin. I think this one is supposed to be like a Mad Maxi sort of theme. It's aight. Just kind of threw a bunch of spikes on him. But the skulls is pretty cool. It's like golden techie. I don't even know. It's like halfway between steampunk and Xerxes and 300, right? Anyway, good match. Well, now on to the next. I just don't even know. How about this one? We got Blunder 8 versus Davy. Parry Knight leader, we just saw. I don't even know if we saw its leader ability though last time. That was kind of weird. Did we? I imagine we'll see it this time. Versus Davy, Hydras, rolling, spitting, lots of them. That is the new well. So it is going to put out a fixed amount of mana every time, regardless of level. It will put out 7 mana, so you net 1 by playing it. Its cost was increased back up to 6. Also, the amount of starting mana that you get in a match is 6. The developers, Naveen mentioned that part of their development strategy is that they want to tie your starting amount of mana to the cost of the well. I'm sure there's some really intelligent reason for that, but I forget it. Anyway, Well's cost went up. It can kind of be described as a nerf, I guess. Its health is still lower than it was in the past, but the attack speed buff to the towers at lower levels is 25%, at higher levels it's 50%. If you use it as a leader ability, it's going to get a shield for its first leader ability upgrade, which prevents a meteor hammer from taking it out. When it's fully upgraded and in the leader ability, I think the attack speed upgrade is 100%. So again, think about the potential for plays with this. Your towers are attacking 100% faster. Your gremlin, well, I guess you can't do a gremlin leader and a well leader, so that doesn't apply. But you can do a well leader with a crypt. So imagine your crypt spitting out guys at fully double the rate. It's way faster. It's really cool. And these are just the buildings that are in the game now. There will be others as we move forward. So it'll be really interesting to watch and see how the Siphon evolves. But yeah, along with the attack speed buff, where the Siphon is played is, I think we're going to see some shift in that. It's going to be played in more open spaces so that it can touch more towers with its radius. But that's what it's looks like. Everything gets that nice bluish hue. Davy has a well as well. We'll probably play it sometime soon. Zealots are usually just played just to cycle cards and die. Sniper in the bottom. He's going to take out those Zealots. Oh, Grail Knight. He got a cool skin as well, for sure. Scariot's in. Well, he's about to get stomped by that big old Goliath. But just to mention some Iscariot changes, they went back to his lifesteal from his Omni Slash leader ability not being a fixed rate, but being a percentage-based lifesteal, which it really needed to be. The fixed rate for its health, I think it made Omni Slash just terrible. Because part of the whole point of Iscariot is that if you're playing him effectively, he should be getting kills and stealing life to get more kills. He should be able to take out swarms generally and lifesteal off of them. And in the last patch, he couldn't do that, and it was just kind of silly. Now he can do that. So at lower levels, if he dashes and kills during Omni Slash, he gets a 50% health refill. And at the highest upgrade level, I believe every time he gets a kill, he gets a full heal. I think. That might be wrong. Don't quote me. But I think it's something like that. So that means that he can take some damage while dashing in a swarm and just keep healing up and healing up and healing up. If you play him in a really vulnerable spot, or if he gets, I don't know, Godzilla stomped by a Goliath, maybe he won't be as effective. And I think that's fair. It makes the card really high risk, high reward. Bam, he falls over, gets taken out, just like that. Goliath, you're so freaking cool. I just want to play you. Goliath's coming in. Stonecutter's doing some damage. Gremlin's going to try and clean up things, but I don't think it's going to do it fast enough, and that tower should go down. Sniper knocks over the Goliath a little too late. Goliath heals, then he dies. Davy with an early lead. Hasn't taken any tower damage yet. Is about to, but still, it's impressive. Use the Soulbinder on the dwarfs. I think that's a good play. Hydra's rolling in. He's just building up the Hydra stacks. Marauder's just marching. Oh, 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 oh. It's like just kind of waiting for him to get all tuckered out and take a nap. Nap time. All right. Wells are out. Game's resetting. People are spending some mana. Got a wolf up top, got a Parry Knight, got a Grail Knight. Ooh, Mystic is just gonna zap the out of everything up there. There's that leader ability, the shield, but if you spawn something behind the Parry Knight shield, it can still do damage to the knight, just like that. Gets taken out. So Parry Knight, I think in the right hands, it's really good. But most people do not play it correctly, so I think more often than not, when I see one, I feel like the opponent's just wasting their mana. Goliath's marching in up top, he does a little jump, he's going in for the dunk, just hitting that board. Boom! Grail Knight's walking around, we got a White Fang, we got a Mystic. Mystic alone equals a dead Mystic. Trying to mount a little counter push up top, there is an Iscariot. That can probably do some damage. The Marauder doesn't get to land on the pack, so... But Hydra is just spitting on people. Everyone's kind of protected from the Parry Knight for a moment, but then one Gremlin getting soul blinded destroys the whole party for everyone. Those bros are going to get the tower up top, that's fine, but there's 10 seconds on the board, and the bottom tower has sustained almost no damage. Davy cleans this one up nicely. GG. Well played, friends. Let's do one more. Kind of scoping out things to see if there are any cool skins that we can watch. You know, just double dip. But they're also real expensive, so people aren't going to get them right away. Yeah, sure, why not? Got a little mad scientist of Team Korea, Frosenes, from Crimson rules everything around me. Frost Orb, leader ability, 3 times the procs. It's great. Mutinous Jane. Mutinous Jane is the first card in this game that I'm like, yeah, I don't want it. Like, if you handed me an Awakened one, I probably still wouldn't use it. It's like, if I want a assassin at 5 to 6 costs, well, because I think it's 6 on its own. 5 or 6. We'll look it up at the end. But if I'm looking for a damage dealer in that range, I'm picking Iscariot or Gregor 100% of the time, because they're just so good. Gregor can take out whole pushes, whole towers, everything on his own. He gets stuns, he gets damage, he's tanky, he's the whole thing. Iscariot, as long as he's a little protected, he can take out tons and tons of units. He can take out towers, he can do everything. Mutinous Jane just feels like this weird little psycho that hangs out in the background. With the leader ability, it gets to do the lane swap thing. Okay, that's aight. But it's also just kind of gimmicky. And I know if she's alone on a tower that she can do some damage to it. But like, I don't see her being this like show-stopping game changer. And for a card that's expensive, you really want to get something that can take out at least 2 cards. Which is not that she can't, but I don't know. I think she's more smoke and mirrors than legit stats and the kind of card you want to be playing. But people run it. And they're running it now. So let's see how it works. Alright, get some stewards up top. Then we get a well. All the towers get blue. Gremlin up top, gonna counter the stewards. I think it'd be cool if red side towers got red. Wasn't that right? I don't know. White Fang, he's hopping in up top. And just notice the attack speed from the tower. It is significant. Like, it definitely is helping in the defense to be shooting more quickly. Goliath on the bottom. He's definitely going to do some damage. Little frozen action. Enchantress is locking down the automaton up top. There's some stewards as well to try and help out. Goliath is still just kind of wrecking face in the bot lane, being sticky. Mutinous Jane gets up top. Warps down to the bottom, gonna help out, give a little assist on taking that tower. She's gonna flip back up. Can she get another tower? Okay, so I was just talking about how she was gimmicky and I don't really get it. And then she does this cool little flippity floppity and does damage and takes out 2 towers. But again, she didn't do that on her own. She had a Goliath taking aggro, she had other units taking aggro. Any card can be effective in this game, which I think is a ringing endorsement for the game. So, Goliath played... Oh, wow. Feather denied. So, section, if you're watching, which I believe you do sometimes, and I might just directly communicate this to you guys. I think the speed change for the replays, that's cool. What I want is a rewind button. That's what I want. Because when something happens and I want to talk about it, I'd like to be able to be like, oh, let's go back to that and watch that one more time. So next change to replays, just add one more button. Do a rewind. It'll be great. Because Mad Scientist just feathered forward that Goliath, which people like doing to help it close the gap. You feather it forward, then it jumps on a tower and starts doing damage. But then it after the animation, jump back onto the was it the automaton or the Gregor? Whatever the unit was there. Again, with a rewind button, I would know. It was just kind of an interesting dynamic. You don't see it do that kind of a thing all the time. Anyway, Enchantress is on the automaton. Goliath and Gregor are duking it out. People are getting shocked. There's Stuarts all around poking things. Goliath's probably... Oh! Goliath was going to take out that Gregor. Gets frozen. Mystic comes in and finishes the job anyway. There's an Enchantress in the lead. Sniper's going to take some shots. Main tower doesn't have that much health. Is Mutinous Jane going to come in for the win? Oh yeah, she is. She's like, don't matter. I got an Enchantress locking you up. So Mutinous Jane, and this usually happens. Usually if I talk about a card in a way where it's like, I'm not so hot on it, or I don't really understand it, whatever, then it comes in and it's the reason for the 3-0. But anyway. Before we go, I think there's one more card I want to talk about. What was it, though? What else got changed? Oh, that's what it was. So, Enchantress as a leader. Also, can we just call her Dark Mage? Was there some, like, PC reason we can't call her Dark Mage? Because all the guys at Sections still refer to her. I think, like, when they were designing the character, her working title was Dark Mage. And then when they're doing their streams, they always refer to her as Dark Mage. And then one of them will, like, nudge the other and be like, oh, I mean Enchantress. It's like, why don't you make, like, a light mage that's the Enchantress and she heals? Hint, hint, make a healing champion. This game doesn't have it. It needs it. And then she can be the Dark Mage, right? And she is. She totally is. She's got the whole dark thing going on. She's got the horns and stuff. It's awesome. But anyway, Dark Mage, her leader ability got reworked so that now she's not doing the 2 stun rays, but she is siphoning life. So when she tethers something, it heals the Enchantress by 40% of max health per second. Is it her max health or that of the unit? She's tethered. I think it's her max health? I don't know. When you upgrade it, it increases the distance from which you can hold a target, which is kind of similar to what was going on before. So now she can lock things up and heal, so she has more sticking power on the board. This is really, really cool. I heard Naveen describe that she apparently can take out bros now. That if she locks up one, drains its life, and is healing, and also bros, they nerfed him a little bit, so they're doing a little bit less attack damage. She can lock up the one and kill it, and then lock up the other, and in between that transaction of one dying and her locking up the next one, she steals enough health to survive through. That's a huge mana swing. That's she as a leader, you're not technically playing mana, but she's worth 3 mana, so you just gain you net 2 mana on that transaction if you have her take out bros. So I think we might see a resurgence of her coming back in. She's already been a great way to deal with some of the strongest cards in the game and some of the more expensive ones, but with that lifesteal, then she'll persist longer in the lane, and it'll make it a tough call for your opponent if you're playing her as a leader. Do they use a hammer, use some other spell, use some other high cost thing to take her out? Putting that kind of pressure on your opponent is always really, really helpful. Also, Automaton, still a great counter to her. So I think we might be, if she's played more often than the leader, I think we're also going to see a lot more Automaton, and we've been seeing him more lately anyway. Just wanted to mention that. There are a few more changes here and there. We'll probably be talking about them more in the coming weeks. So there you have it, folks. Got some battles. I'm back in the saddle. We're making these vids. I'm not going to rhyme anymore. I was thinking about it for a moment. But like the video if you like the video. Subscribe. because there will be more. And leave a comment. Let me know how this new patch has dropped for you. Did you change your deck? Have you updated things? Is there anyone you're like, nope, unplayable? Is there anyone like, wow, I must include this? Let your boy know. All right, that's going to do it for now. See y'all soon. Bye-bye.